A water bearer in India had two large pots. Each hung at the end of a pole that he carried across his neck. One of the pots had a crack in it, while the other was perfect and always delivered a full portion of water. At the end of the long walk from the stream to the house, the crack pot arrived only half full. For 2 years this went by daily, with the bearer delivering only 1.5 pots of full water to his house. Of course, the perfect pot was proud of his accomplishments, perfect in which it was made. But the poor cracked pot was ashamed of his own imperfection, and miserable that he could only accomplish half of what the other one was made to do. After 2 years of what was perceived as a bitter failure, it spoke to the water bearer one day by the stream. "I am ashamed of myself, and I want to apologize to you. I have been able to deliver only half of my load because the crack in my side causes water to leak all the way back to your house. Because of my flaws, you have to do all this work and you don't get the full benefit of your effort," the pot says. The bearer said to the pot, "Don't you notice that there were flowers on your side of the path but not on the other pot's side? That's because I have always known about your flaw, and I planted flower seeds on your side of the path. Every day while we walked back, you've watered them. For 2 years I have been able to pick these beautiful flowers to decorate the table. Without you being just as you are, there would not be beauty to grace this house." I was thinking about that as I was continuing to read in Philippians chapter 1. Paul says this, "To live is Christ, and to die is gain." To live is Christ, and to die is gain. Very quickly, I really want to focus on the idea of living. Paul goes on to say that if he is living, it will be because he has fruitful labor yet to do. But the interesting part about that fruitful labor is Paul does not selfishly focus the attention upon himself, but Paul turns that attention away from himself, understanding the prime component of Christian love, that it is not about what it does for me, how it makes me feel, but the prime component of Christian love is in this idea: I elevate someone else at my expense. So here's Paul. He's in prison, but he's recognizing that he's probably not going to get out of prison anytime soon. But he's also recognizing that he is denying his own desires, which is to be with Christ and to be at the end of this misery of existence here on the earth. But Paul is also acknowledging that Christ has work yet for him to do. And so to live as Christ is essentially to be like the cracked pot, to accept that God has a perfect plan for you that not simply meets your need, but it takes others' needs into account and it blesses their need as well. I love this story of the cracked pot because I am one. And I would wager that if you're able to look at your life honestly and truthfully, you're one too. The beauty of this is this. You're not a cracked pot because you're broken and you're useless. You're a cracked pot who is perfect and useful. So continue to live in Christ. God bless you today.